You've just landed in Lisbon, you are tired, maybe it's your first time in Portugal, and you're standing there thinking, do I need the metro, a taxi? Where do I even find them? And most importantly, which one gets me to my destination fastest without getting ripped off? Lisbon Airport is showing its age, and let's be honest, it's not exactly the most beautiful airport in the world. The first time we arrived here many decades ago, we were a bit like, okay, this feels kind of chaotic. But the moment you step outside, everything changes. Transportation in and out of Lisbon is actually really simple. In this video, you will discover how to navigate the terminals, plus exactly how to use the metro, whether taking the bus makes sense, and if a taxi or a rideshare like Uber or Bolt is your best move. By the end, you will know exactly how to get from the airport to your accommodation without any stress or second guessing. And we'll share with you the two options we favor on all our trips to Lisbon. Hola, tudo bem? Welcome to a channel made by two humans living here in Spain who travel constantly around the Iberian Peninsula, so we've been exactly where you are going, often many times. Our priority to make your life easier. Lisbon Airport is located in the northern part of the city, not far from the city center. Its official name is Aeroporto Humberto Delgado, and it is also known as Aeroporto da Portela, with the IATA code LIS. The airport has two terminals. Terminal 1 is the main terminal and is used by all intercontinental flights, as well as many flights from other parts of Portugal and Europe. If you are flying into Lisbon from outside Europe, you will arrive in Terminal 1. The other terminal is T2, built to increase the airport's capacity, and it is mainly used by some low-cost airlines. Always check your boarding pass to see which terminal you are arriving at. If your flight arrives at Terminal 1, it's very straightforward. All transport connections to the city leave from this terminal. You'll go through immigration if you're coming from outside Europe, collect your luggage, and then walk toward the exit, which is very well signposted. If you arrive at Terminal 2, your airline, for example Ryanair, will provide one of those shuttle buses that drive right next to the plane. You'll get off the aircraft, hop onto the bus, and it will take you directly to Terminal 1. If you have checked luggage, you will collect it in Terminal 1. And from there, you will follow the same instructions we're about to give you for anyone arriving at T1. When you reach the open area of the airport in Terminal 1, you just need to walk to the mode of transport you've chosen to get to your accommodation: the metro, city buses, taxis, or the ride-sharing services. And it is here at the arrivals gate at T1 where the magic happens, because from this spot, all your transport choices are just a short, easy walk away. We'll take a closer look at each of these options in detail in just a moment, but first a quick heads up. In the pinned comment below the video, you will find the updated prices for all transport options leaving from the airport. The metro is Lisbon's subway or underground system, and if you are not traveling with a ton of luggage and your accommodation is close to a metro station, it's a cheap, quick and no hassle way to get out of the airport. It's actually the preferred choice of many travelers arriving in Lisbon, and if we are staying near a metro station, it's one of the options we usually consider, although lately we tend to favor one we'll talk about shortly. At Terminal 1, you will find the final station of Lisbon's Red Line, which is one of the 4 metro lines in the city. The Red Line is often called the airport line, and the big advantage is that it connects with the other metro lines along the way. The most important stations for you on the Red Line are Oriente, where you will find a train station and a bus station of the same name, and the Park of the Nations area. Alameda, where you can switch to the Green Line, which takes you to Rocio Baixo Chiado in the heart of Lisbon. Saldanha, where you can connect to the Yellow Line, which heads towards the Marquês de Pombal area. And São Sebastián, where you can switch to the Blue Line, going to Santa Polonia train station. Let's say, for example, you want to go from the airport to Rocio station in the city center. You get on the metro at the airport and ride the red line to Alameda. At Alameda, you simply switch to the green line in the direction of Cais du Sodré, and that will take you straight to Rocio station. We get asked often whether the metro is safe, and yes, it is. Just keep an eye on your belongings the way you would do in many other European cities, because public transport is one of the preferred hunting grounds for pickpockets. If you are carrying heavy luggage, there's one thing to keep in mind. At the airport station, there are escalators and an elevator, but if you need to make a transfer along the way, certain stations might only have stairs. The metro station is just outside the airport and it's very easy to spot. Look for the big red-colored entrance. Let's walk together from arrivals straight to that red entrance so you can see exactly how it works. When you come out into the open part of the airport, still inside Terminal 1, the magic spot we mentioned earlier, turn right in the direction of the metro station. If you look to the left, after a while you will see the tourist office in case you need it. Continue walking straight ahead. When you reach the hall with the large windows, exit through the doors on the left and keep going straight toward the metro entrance. The station is on a lower level and you can go down by lift or escalator. Right in front of you will see the ticket vending machines, which we'll talk about in a moment, but you should note that in addition to the machines, there is also a ticket office. Just walk a little further, leaving the machines behind you. We know that when you arrive in a new city, you don't have time for many distractions, but don't forget to take a quick look at the station's artistic project. Caricatures by a famous local cartoonist representing important figures from Portuguese history that welcome you to Lisbon. Let's talk now about the ticket you will need and how to buy it. Unlike in other cities on the Iberian Peninsula, such as Madrid or Barcelona, there is no special fare for the airport metro in Lisbon. You use the same ticket as for traveling within the city. Also, if you are going to make a connection with another metro line, as long as you stay within the metro system, you will not have to pay for a new ticket. Now, understanding how Lisbon transport tickets work can be a bit of a tall order, but we have good news. The metro lets you pay for your trips with a contactless bank card. Each traveler must have their own card. The price you will pay is only slightly higher than the cheapest ticket available, and you will avoid the hassle of figuring out the machines on the day you arrive. You can dive deeper into how it all works later with the help of our video on Lisbon transport tickets. To enter the station, just hold your card up to the reader right before the barrier. When you are about to leave at your destination station, you will also have to tap again. The Lisbon Metro runs from 6:30 a.m. to 1 a.m. Taxis are a good option if you are looking for comfort and speed, if you're traveling with a lot of luggage, or if you are arriving with several companions. The taxi rank is located right in front of Terminal 1 and is very well signposted. Just walk straight ahead when you come out. The fare to your hotel is determined by the taximeter, so it's worth making sure the driver turns it on before you start moving. You may be charged a small extra fee for carrying luggage. Most taxi drivers in Lisbon are honest, but there's a minority who end up tarnishing the reputation of the rest. There are countless stories online about the exorbitantly priced rides and unnecessarily long detours. Several of our followers have shared very negative experiences with Lisbon taxi drivers, and it is a real pity because situations like this turn what should be a simple, reliable service into something that feels like a bit of a Russian roulette. We personally never take taxis at Lisbon Airport. Instead, when we want a door-to-door ride, we almost always choose the TVDE, the ride-sharing services. TVDEs are a huge operation in Lisbon, and the two operators you will find in the city are Uber and Bolt. To reach the parking lot where both companies pick up arriving passengers, turn left after you reach the open part of the airport and follow the signs. At certain times of the day, the car park can feel a bit intimidating because of the large number of people waiting for their cars. Just be patient and your ride will come. The main advantage of TVDEs over taxis is that you know how much you are going to pay before you get into the vehicle, without worrying about the route the driver decides to take to your destination. Rideshare fares tend to be cheaper than those charged by taxis. We usually check both apps and go for the cheapest one. The very same app you use back home will work in Lisbon. Just remember that pricing is dynamic and prices can be more expensive during peak hours. Finally, let's look at the buses, which in the specific case of Lisbon are not our top choice for leaving the airport. First, if you saw a video mentioning the Aerobus, that it was a shuttle service that was suspended many years ago and it's very unlikely to make a comeback. Don't waste time at those empty bus shelters. Besides the Aerobus, there are several conventional bus lines that take you to different parts of Lisbon. In most situations, we don't see any point in using them because they are slow. They are not express services and they make a lot of stops along the way. Unless you are going somewhere in Lisbon that the metro doesn't reach and you are already quite familiar with the bus system, this tends to be more hassle than help. To reach the bus stop, you will follow the same path as if you were heading to the metro station, but after you leave the airport building, you will turn left as shown in the images. In other cities, the local bus is often a cheaper option than other transport from the airport. But in Lisbon, you will pay exactly the same for a fast, easy metro journey as you would for a slow bus ride that also restricts luggage. Only hand luggage is allowed on conventional buses. Larger suitcases are not permitted. As with the metro, you can pay for your trip with your contactless credit card. If you are taking a long-distance bus, you should know they stop right behind the airport metro station. And now, what about getting back to the airport? So far, we have explained how to leave the airport to reach your accommodation in Lisbon. For your return trip, you have exactly the same options. We just want to point out a couple of important things if you are flying from T2. If you are returning to the airport by taxi or ride-sharing service, ask to be dropped directly at T2. If you are returning by bus or metro, you will arrive at T1 and you will need to catch the complimentary shuttle service to T2. It is located next to the Kiss and Ride car park and we are showing you on a screen how to reach it from the main airport hall. It's well signposted, so it's easy to find. The shuttle service runs at regular intervals. We travel to Lisbon Airport often and over the last few years our top choice for leaving the airport has been ride-sharing services. We simply open both apps, Bolt and Uber, and choose whichever one is cheaper. It costs a bit more than the metro, but we get to our hotel quickly and comfortably, and for us, time is a precious commodity. If we happen to be staying next to a metro station, we also consider the metro as an alternative. And before we go, if this video saves you time or stress on your trip to Lisbon and you'd like to support our work, you can buy us a coffee or become a channel member. We thank you very much for your help, genuinely appreciate it. You will see on the screen now a whole list of videos we've dedicated to Lisbon. Perfect content to help you prepare a spectacular trip to the capital of Portugal. We're waiting for you in those videos. Hit the playlist button and let's keep planning your Lisbon trip together.